Our next story is from Vietnam. The country has a new president. His name is To Lam. Now, Vietnam is a one-party state, so there are no elections. The country is run by the Communist Party. It's a lot like China. The main leader is the party general secretary. No one is above him, not even the country's president. The main decisions are taken by a Politburo. It has 16 members. To Lam was nominated by the Communist Party. Then there was a secret ballot. Lam was the only candidate on this ballot. The National Assembly voted on his nomination. It unanimously approved his election. It's basically standard procedure here. Then why is this election making so much news? It's because of Vietnam's politics. To Lam is the third president in 2 years. The third in 2 years, the other two had to resign because of an anti-corruption drive. It was ordered by the Communist Party. Over the years, it has involved thousands of officials, from low-level bureaucrats to even presidents. No one was spared. The first president to fall was Nguyen Xuan Phuc. There were rumors that he would be sacked, but he resigned before that. Then came Vo Van Thuong. He was the youngest president in Vietnam's history. He was quite close to the party chief. He looked like the perfect choice, but he did not last. The anti-corruption drive got to him. He had to resign. And now we have To Lam, who also happens to be the man who led the anti-corruption drive. He was the deputy head of that committee. He has played a central role, and that seems to have propelled him to a top position. Now the question is, can he go further? I ask because Vietnam has 4 main political positions. Like I told you, the first and the most important one is the General Secretary, the be-all and end-all of the system, the party General Secretary. Then there's the Prime Minister, the President and the Speaker. They're all called 4 pillars of Vietnam's politics. And among these, the position of the President is mostly ceremonial. It's like a rubber stamp leader. But it's also a stepping stone to become the chief of the Communist Party. Right now, the Secretary General is Nguyen Phu Trong. He's 80 years old. He took the position in 2011. This is his third 5-year term. It ends in 2026. He may even step down before that. So the Communist Party in Vietnam is looking for a successor. The previous president, Vo Van Thuong, was seen as a top contender, but now with his downfall, the race is wide open. And the new president, Lam, can capitalize on that. He can try for the party chief's job. But internal political drama aside, this musical chair in politics is new for Vietnam. Traditionally, this has been a cautious nation. There are no sudden changes. Political transitions are well planned. The focus has always been on stability. So 3 presidents in 2 years is quite strange for them. And it is raising concerns among investors. You see, in 1986, Vietnam was one of the poorest nations in the world. Then came economic reforms. The country focused on growth. It soon became a middle-income economy, and that turned it into a prominent investment destination. As companies move away from China, their first choice is becoming Vietnam. That has been the case for years now. It had a fast-growing middle class, salaries were lower than China, it was also politically stable, and the government was investing heavily in manufacturing. So Vietnam ticked all the right boxes. But the recent political turmoil could derail that. There could be bureaucratic paralysis. It could spook investors. Businesses may think twice before moving to the country. These are all real concerns. So while an anti-corruption crackdown sounds good on paper, it could also potentially work against Vietnam. The country has some lofty goals. Vietnam wants to become a developed nation by 2025, but it cannot do that by driving away business.
Firstpost reports from the world's second largest continent. Hello, I'm Alison Lagrange. A very warm welcome from Durban, South Africa. We get you the news and the newsmakers from Africa. South Africa goes to the polls on the 29th of May. I will track the election and bring you ground reports. Is it the end of the road for the African National Congress? And will former President Jacob Zuma stage a dramatic comeback? From elections to climate change to innovations and opportunities. As the world's attention shifts, we report from Africa, the heart of the global south. Join me every weekday live on Firstpost.